So, Stephen, the fears of the worst happening, the fears of a cold snap, they're over at this moment. So can this continue for the rest of the winter?
You know, that's what we don't really know. You know, we're looking at forecasts for mild weather for the next few weeks. You know, we're not looking for months, and it's difficult to know exactly what's going to happen with weather. If we were to look a month or 2 months out, those things can change, and they're not always very reliable. But when you do look at the winter, every day that you have a warm day, that's one more day that you don't have to use as much gas, and that helps you get through this winter. So the fact that we've gotten this far with mild weather, we have an outlook for a few more weeks of mild weather, that does put us in a much better situation, especially when you consider that Europe has very high inventories, North Asia as well, Japan has high inventories. That will help it, and that's why you're seeing, you know, gas prices in Europe fall to the lowest level since before the war in Ukraine started last February. Now, going forward, the big thing will be how much will that demand destruction continue and how much will they be able to keep that consumption lower.
Yeah, I was just about to go there, Stephen. I mean, those fears of a Russia-induced supply crunch, of the need to put in demand restrictions, are those now fading, given, as you say, every warm day makes us more optimistic?
You know, you have the governments coming out and saying, please continue saving. You know, we're at that level where we are saving 15%, 20% compared to last year. That's not just because households are turning down the thermostat, it's also because a lot of industries are shut because they can't afford the gas. But overall, the governments are continuing to urge, and you had Germany say this over the new year, you've done a good job, keep doing it, because they can't let up. If there is a sudden cold blast, if there is a sudden spike in demand, those gas inventories can drain rather quickly, and you could see gas prices rise back up, or you could see shortages. Will there be restrictions? Will there be the government saying you can't use your gas in your house? We're looking like the worst case scenario is unlikely for this winter, but we're not out of the winter yet, and there's still a lot of things to watch.